The inclusion of brand new melee weapons shook up the SULFUR ecosystem big time. Sulfies couldn't contain their excitement. This was something everyone wanted since day one of early access. It was proof that Perfect Random know exactly what they're doing, and they won't skimp on new mechanics as we march towards 1.0. There's only 5 options for us right now, but some of you have been asking for shorter videos, and I can count to 5 really quick. At the same time, others have asked for melee guides, so I thought we could marry the ideas. As we go through this melee ranking, I'm going to give you guys some tips and tricks on how to better utilize each man poker in SULFUR. As I did my research, I found that these melee weapons all kind of fit into specific playstyles, so it was hard to stay objective when making this list. I assume most people would have a different list than the one I'm about to give you. It's impossible to make a tier list of anything without personal preference. Feel free to drop your melee tier list in the comments below, with or without insults to my mother. It's your choice. At the top of the list and the bottom of the barrel, we have the default sword. And don't worry, I'm pronouncing its name perfectly in my head. Seeing how it's the only option that doesn't offer a secondary stance, it makes sense that it should go below the others. It's totally serviceable, and it can dig you out of holes whenever you might need it to. Hopefully your boy remembered to throw up some stats for each weapon. Oh, this is just a weirdly worded reminder for me. But yeah, this old bitch has 2 routes it can go down. One where it's forever doomed whenever you find a new melee option, or perhaps a rework if Papa Perfect Random wouldn't mind. Pretty please will be good. When using Baby's first stabber, try to use it mostly for finishing melee attackers, or breaking masks quickly. It's just not fun enough to solely use it on a full playthrough. Trust me, I have tried many months ago. Alright, it's enemy making time. I am surprised the nunchucks take the number 4 spot here, especially when the flavor text makes them sound insane. As for the damage parry multiplier, it adds 12 damage to your next attack from your nunchuck. The damage multiplier will stack 12 plus 12 plus 12 plus 12, just like that. So if you hit 3 times, you'll do an extra 36 damage on top of the 60 base damage. You only have around 3 seconds to attack after your last parry, or you will lose your damage bonus. You can block with your secondary action, but to parry, you'll have to melee as soon as an enemy is meleeing you. As soon as you hit an enemy after using your block or parry strike, it immediately uses up all of your damage bonus, which means you probably won't get more than 12 damage if you parry strike a lot. Undeniably, the standout feature for the nunchuck is the ability to infinitely block attacks. No other melee option will let you do that. It is one of the more consistent mask breakers in the pack. You're almost guaranteed to crack both sides of their mask if you hit them square in the face. To be honest, they're all pretty good at that, but it just feels a little more reliable with the sticks. When using the nunchuck, spamming the block by constantly smashing right click will work with smaller groups of enemies, but a bigger group will be hitting way too much for you to block everything. And if it's just a 1v1, you can kind of spam right click and just keep hitting the bullets off of them. It's really fun to watch and pretty cool. I mean, it's a cool weapon. The style points are there. Definitely. You want every block to be methodical, and don't do it unless it will connect. With the lowest base damage out of all the weapons, including the default option, you're gonna have to block a few hits in order to really benefit from the damage bonus in every altercation. The nunchuck's unique system of having parries, strikes, and blocks is awesome, and you could easily have this in your number 1 spot if you enjoy these mechanics. It probably would move up a spot if the playstyle for number 3 didn't fit me so perfectly, but both options are so good. Actually, all 4 options are good. I think we've gone over that a few times now. They're all amazing. It's time for the top 3 out of 5, but still exciting anyways. Remember when we talked about being objective here? Well, my personal favorite melee slapper ended up in the number 3 spot. To say I was surprised would be a lie. The feeling is better described as depressed, lost, angry, just general crippling sadness. After all, the Sai is my guy, and he's a really great little guy whose standout feature is being able to block 2 melee hits in the standard stance and 1 ranged attack in the secondary stance. Its secondary attack stun is easy to hit, but I also don't think it's completely necessary most of the time. The Sai works best as a hit and run option. You run in, stab, 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 and then keep moving. This kind of gameplay is perfect for those with an ADHD riddled brain who don't have have time for this bullshito. No, but really, the swing speed for the Sai is crazy fast, allowing you to poke quickly. I like to weave in and out of fights, kind of giving an 80s greaser in a back alley brawl. You're gonna want to run in, stab someone once or twice, move away, and plan your next move. It's also great for finishing off bozos if you need to reload or something. If it's a big group of enemies, you can isolate ranged attackers by kiting melee boys away before coming back, and then stunning the ranged attacker before finishing with a killing strike. I should mention in some of the gameplay that you're seeing, I am using the samurai chest and Geta shoes. Wearing those 3 pieces of armor will get you 150% bonus damage for melee attacks. Every aspiring master beater should get their hands on a set. The number 2 spot goes to the bow staff, which I wasn't really expecting. Who could have guessed a big stick would be deadlier than a sword, a knife, or even 2 sticks? But this thing slaps. It also shoves and spins too. It's very versatile. The flavor text is missing some additional info, as the secondary stance can block 1 melee attack just by having it out. A nice bonus for those too lazy to wind her up. When this mama gets to spinning, she can block any amount of oncoming projectiles, as well as smack anybody too close up to 2 times. And those smacks do 50 damage apiece. You must be wondering how the bow staff can take the number 2 spot if you can't even fly when you look up and spin it around. It's a missed opportunity for sure. But every time you hit someone with your primary attack, they're stunned alongside taking 100 damage, which is frankly absurd. The spinning block can take some work to get down perfectly. You'll have to know each enemy's firing pattern to really utilize it. All you gotta do is smack. If it's a large group of enemies, give one of them the Tweety Birds and then jump to another. Do the same for them. This will help spread the enemies out and give you a little extra breathing room in your fight. With each hit, the bow staff can stun or kill any enemy, which makes it the easiest choice when it comes to dominating with a melee weapon. Well, gosh, Dot, how could anything be better than that? It sounds like the complete package. Honestly, you're right, assumed thoughts from a viewer. But yet, the Katana still deserves the top spot in my opinion. Sure, it has arguably the worst block, only allowing 1 melee block, but the damage output on this puppy is unbelievable, and it's not even dependent on the 150% bonus from the samurai armor set. By the way, you can get even more melee damage bonus from drinking green tea or eating green tea gum. I guess I should chew it. Don't eat gum because it gets like lodged in your stomach for 7 years or whatever that old mythos was. It might not even be mythos. It might be true. We might all be doomed. This sick fuck of a melee weapon is the only source of the bleed debuff in the entire game. When you use your secondary attack, you will cause bleed on whomever is on the business end. Initially, the stab does 153 damage, but the bleed will do 40 damage per second for 4 seconds. That means each use of the secondary attack will do 313 damage without bonuses. That's a whole lot of death in your future, son. The only drawback is your movement speed drops dramatically when you're in your secondary stance, so only use it when you're close enough to connect, or in a defensive manner, letting your opponent walk up to you. A mistake they'll never learn from because they'll die. You're gonna want to start every fight with a secondary stab, then finish them with a primary attack or even another stab. If you're facing a big group, jump around stabbing everyone. Eventually, they'll all drop. Despite my love for the Sai, I could not deny the stupid damage output you get from the Katana. But still, I think all of the top 4 weapons are very strong, and they're gonna come down to whatever your playstyle is. Everything except for the default sword, because, like, it's not special. You're not special, sweetheart. You don't deserve a star, you snowflake. What am I going on about? No matter what you get, you're gonna have a good time when it comes to stabbing, slicing, and pushing. What do you call that when you smack them? Smacking with the bow staff? Whatever. Just hit stuff. Hit people with stuff. I hope this ranking was helpful in some way, even if you disagreed with it. Here's the thing though. I spent an unhealthy amount of time doing some melee testing for this video, and I have some quick thoughts I'd like to share about it because the melee system in general is not without issues. The biggest, most annoying issue I found is with stuns. When you stun a melee attacker, they will follow through with their attack, so so it makes stuns incredibly dangerous. I'm not sure if it's intentional, but it looks weird and it seems goofy as fuck. It's better to use your stun after they finish attacking. Ranged enemies are broken with stuns. They often continue their shooting animation while stunned, and once their stun is finished, you get smacked by a lightning fast shot from them, most noticeable from the garbage people in sewers. Their shots can follow through even if they die in their animation, even if they were stunned. It can be hard to notice most of the time if you're not looking for what exactly just hit you, and it's not fair, damn it. Looking at my notes, my last issue is not an issue. It just says, can we get a big chain in honor of Corn Pop? He was a bad dude. If I forgot anything, you need more help, or you disagree with my assessment in this video, please let me know in the comments or the TMU Discord. Also, throw me some recommendations on videos you'd like to see in the future. I'm all ears, or I guess I should say I'm all eyes because I gotta read them, but you can use your ears when you hear me say thank you to the members of this channel who go out of their way to throw some extra support to my family and I every month. They don't have to do that, but they do it anyway. Thank you. You beautiful people, you're all amazing. Also, you may have noticed I am kind of wearing a Christmas shirt, but it's because I woke up this morning and the AC wasn't running nonstop. See, here in Arizona, we live in basically like sulfur. It's like this forbidden area of the world where it's hot 24/7, except for like 3 months out of the year. I decided if the AC is not running all the time, I'm going to start celebrating Christmas early, right? So yeah, I did wear my Simpsons shirt. I don't want to stand up, so I'm just going to put it up. That's ridiculous. Okay, it's too ridiculous. We got to go. We got to leave now.